And guess what? Today's episode is big. It is actually so huge because we are talking about how TroptionsUnity is opening the Troptions ecosystem to $1 billion market ecosystem. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, Daniel, I've had people say $1 billion market about everything, coffee shops, NFTs of monkeys, even a meme coin named after a cat who sneezes. But this one is actual infrastructure. This one is actual businesses. This one is actual usage. And I'm going to break it down the way I normally do, in a simple and a very, very honest way. So I want you to sit down, grab your coffee, and enjoy this episode. Let us dive in and have a quick talk about TroptionsUnity. So before TroptionsUnity, before it came along, the Troptions ecosystem was like an old American town off Route 66. You know the vibe? With one gas station, with one dinner, with one guy who claims to have met Elvis in 1978 but has no proof. It was valuable. People could see the potential of Troptions, but there weren't enough open roads connecting it to the rest of the world. Troptions had the technology. Troptions had the community. It had the alternative value concept that gave it strength. But what it didn't have was the infrastructure. And that is the truth. So it was like having a Tesla before charging stations existed. So the car is beautiful, the car is powerful, it can do incredible things, but you're still asking your neighbor for an extension cable, right? And that's where TroptionsUnity comes in the Troptions ecosystem. I personally call it the Unity movement. This is the moment when the ecosystem is stopping being a closed neighborhood and becoming an open city. So TroptionsUnity basically said, let us make this usable. Let us make this accessible. Let us make this simple enough that even an American uncle who still calls Bitcoin can use it. So suddenly things got clearer. The onboarding became easier. Using Troptions became smoother. Value movement became faster. Liquidity mechanism became real. And paying with Troptions became like using Apple Pay. I'm of a belief that in the US, what matters is that Americans love two things. One is convenience, and another is convenience. So if something requires more than 20 seconds of explanation, Americans are out. They are out. So TroptionsUnity is reducing crypto friction just the same way Uber reduced tax stress. So you do not need to argue with anyone, you just tap and it works, completely decentralized. Now, we should have a deep talk, a big talk, a talk that scales. Let's talk about why TroptionsUnity is opening the doors to $1 billion market. And I'll say it up front. I'm not using $1 billion as a sales pitch, but I'm using it because the numbers, the industries, and the integrations actually point there. So one of the biggest reasons is the Troptions DEX. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've been missing transacting with the Troptions, it is here. Troptions DEX. So when the Troptions DEX goes live, you're tapping into the same world that generates over 1.5 trillion in global crypto trading market every year. And here's something funny. I think Americans love DEXs. Not because they understand liquidity pools. I think most still think it is rated swimming because of word pool. But because the DEX gives them freedom to swap, freedom to move, and to interact with the assets without waiting for approval from a centralized override in a suit. So TroptionsUnity positions Troptions right into that stream of activity. That alone is a massive door. But the other door, my favorite door, is the real businesses using TroptionsUnity for payments. Let me tell you, one of the most American examples I've ever seen is this restaurant in California called Poppin. It's Poppin Burgers and Wings. Poppin Burgers and Wings. If you know anything about the US, you know that Americans will do anything for good wings. So you will see people driving for over 40 minutes with 2 apps and risk traffic tickets just to get a plate of wings that claps. Now imagine this, that you walk in, you order a burger, and then you pay using Troptions. I'm not talking about Bitcoin, I'm not talking about USDT, but I'm talking about using Troptions and make orders in a restaurant. This is not an app from Silicon Valley that crashes every 4 hours. You pay with your Troptions. When I saw this partnership happen, I realized that this isn't crypto pretending to be useful, but I understand that this is crypto being useful. And that's how you tap into the American market. Because here's a secret most people do not know. If a coin can buy food in America, it has already won. If a crypto can buy food in America, it has already won. So Americans trust a payment method the moment it buys something delicious. That is a fact. There is a guy from Texas I spoke to. He's Mark. Mark is the perfect example of a US crypto user. He works 9 to 5. He is a small Bitcoin bag. He trades altcoins. on weekends. He talks about crypto like he discovered it personally. But when Mark heard you could use Troptions in a restaurant, he looked at man and was like, Daniel, you were telling me I can get wings with the Troptions? Bro, that is more value than 70% of the coins on Coinbase. And I think he's right. Because utility beats hype every day of the week. And that's what TroptionsUnity is unlocking. I think here's the part that people need to understand, is that TroptionsUnity isn't replacing Troptions, but it is unlocking Troptions. So before Unity, Troptions was like having gold, but in a vault. So it is so variable, held variable, but kind sleeping. And sleeping assets don't grow ecosystems. Only engaging assets grow ecosystems. So Unity is waking up the Troptions ecosystem completely. It is giving back to Troptions as a whole. It is giving it a movement. It is giving it a spending power. It is giving it liquidity. It is giving it exchange pathways, business integrations, market access. I'm of a belief that Unity is not just a feature, but Unity is a catalyst. So the way you see Apple Store transformed the iPhone, that's what TroptionsUnity is doing for Troptions. So the iPhone was cool before the App Store, but after the App Store, it became a global empire because it opened it to billions of people in the world. That's the impact. That is the impact that TroptionsUnity is bringing onto the Troptions ecosystem. Now, if there is one thing I've learned about Americans, it's this. They love being early adopters, right? They love getting in fast. So as long as the adoption doesn't require reading a 47-page manual, TroptionsUnity gives them exactly what they want. Tap to pay, tap to swap, tap to transact, tap to participate, and boom, they are in. So I think TroptionsUnity is giving Troptions the convenience factor that the US market demands. And trust me, once Americans start using something, they spread it faster than they spread avocado toast trends, right? So there's a question that really keeps hitting my mind, and I'm thinking about it a lot. What it means when we say TroptionsUnity opens a $1 billion market. I think it means Troptions is now usable. I think it means not hypothetically usable, not one day in the future usable, not if 3 more updates are released usable, but it is usable just today. So this Unity is opening doors for e-commerce, for DEX trading, for cross-asset valuation, for real-world spending, for business partnerships, for mass market integration, and so many things. I think this is the start of Troptions becoming not just a token, not just an alternative store of value, but a functioning economic system. An economic system that grows because people actually use it, not because people speculate on it. And to me, after everything I've been through, from OneCoin to Platincoin, and the financial injuries, the legal battles, and emotional exertion, I think seeing a crypto ecosystem that builds on utility instead of illusion, this is something that genuinely gives me hope. The hope that is rooted in reality. The hope that is rooted in function. The hope that is rooted in adoption. So TroptionsUnity is not just the future, but it is a bridge to the future. And I think it is happening right now, even when so many people do not know about it. But I think the lucky ones that will be a part of the Troptions ecosystem will benefit a lot, because it is 100% going usability, going utility, and solving real-world problems. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to this episode of the Crypto Investor Podcast. Do subscribe from wherever you listen your podcasts from. And today we didn't just talk about crypto, but we talked about transformation. We talked about utility. We talked about expansion and the gateway to $1 billion future. So stay safe, stay curious, and as always, stay invested in your knowledge. I'll see you in the next episode. Daniel Leinhardt is my name. See you soon.